Welcome one and all to the K.O.E. Nation. I have returned. And folks, I think since I have returned to you to give you an update of the K.O.E. Nation, before we get into it, I think the most fitting thing we could do is a beautiful rendition of our national anthem while you all pile in. Come on in, the water's fine. So while we get there, folks, I believe anybody who's here, hand over your heart, hat off your head, and if you can, stand for our beautiful national anthem. And let's get the mood right. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home of the brave. Welcome, one and all. It is glad to be here. Welcome, the great Greta. Welcome. So how was my beautiful rendition of our national anthem? I figured what would be a better way to ring back in, but welcome one and all. Come on in. The water's fine. I love all of you. Welcome back to the K.O.E. Nation, folks. I know it's been a little too long since I've given you my personal update to the K.O.E. Nation. I know we had an amazing WrestleMania update. We had a WrestleMania review. It was a simulcast at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Great time. And also on a new microphone. So I'm hoping you are hearing the soft, sweet, beautiful summer sounds of the voice of Extreme all the more. It's beautiful for you to be here, to just checking in with some messages on some folks. Excellent. So tonight we're going to try something a little different on the K.O.E. Nation. We're going to get there in a minute, but first, a few updates on the wonder that is me, and the wonder that is you, and the wonder that is the nation of K.O.E. So, first of all, you need to go check out, we're going to play this a little later this evening. I am drinking the Quintet Dalmore Single Malt Scotch. Your King of Extreme has come in to the 21st century in a pretty big way, because I have figured out how to also show my YouTube videos here on stream with you. So you get two fills for the price of one, and I'm not even charging you anything. So, I mean, this is like the greatest deal in the history of ever, probably of anything. I don't think there's any deal that's ever been better. Truly. So without further ado, we are going to get into one of our grand premieres here on the K.O.E. Nation. Now, what we're going to start off with first is a video that I have been looking forward to getting into, and it's a series that we have finally completed. It is in the vaults. It has been uploaded, and you folks are going to get some of the first previews of what is to come in the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament. I've been talking about it for a long time, and it is finally here. So, without further ado, we're going to get into the first video. Let's see how this goes. Wow. What do you know, folks? Technology. And without further ado, here is the first round of the Bourbon Tournament. For those who don't know, this is our budget bracket. Jim Beam Black versus Wild Turkey 101 versus Mitchers versus Evan Williams White. Budget Bourbon Face-Off. And I'm going to check on my phone with all y'all beautiful people to make sure that this is going all according to plan. Oh, you can hear me again. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. Oh, God, that's you're getting 3 fills for the price of 1. That's really, I mean, quite the deal. Take 1 moment to check. Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E. Nation. Folks, it is finally upon us, the first opening round of the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament, and I am here with a couple of indomitable broadcast partners. There has been an invasion of Castle K.O.E. I am joined by
the one and only Style and Profile and Chicken,
and
Tony G. Like, share, subscribe. Well, let's do this.
Yes, we are going to do the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament, and we're going to be going on a point scale. Allow me to explain it to both my judges here and you, the fans at home. These 4 bourbons have been poured into these glasses. As you can see, they have a letter on the bottom. These 2 gentlemen do not know what are in each glass. I labeled them as I went, and I did as hard as I could to just forget them. And I think you can both agree.
Yeah, that's not going to be an issue whatsoever.
So yeah, but I've got the cheat sheet right here. And once we're done, we're going to figure out who won. Now, each bourbon, we're going to be going on a 4-point scale. 4, 3, 2, 1. One bourbon must be given 1 point. One must be given 2. One must be given 3. The best must be given, your personal favorite must be given 4 points. And then when we add up our scores, whichever bourbon wins moves on to the final 4. So, our contenders, this is the budget bourbon bracket. So, if anybody ever asks me what's a good budget bourbon, this is going to be the video I'm going to point them to. We've got a couple of heavy hitters. We got Mitchers, which is a favorite of this guy over here. Wild Turkey 101, which is, just well known. It's got a reputation the world over. The cult following Evan Williams White Label. I'm not a member of the cult.
One of them had to win.
Yeah, we gave 7 different whiskeys a shot for the Heaven Hill Distillery, and this is what won. And then Jim Beam Black, which is my personal favorite of all of the ones here.
Wow.
But, full disclosure. So, without further ado, gentlemen, let's take whiskey A, which...
It's fairly light on the nose, but it does have that sharp bourbon cut.
I was about to say, it kind of opened my nasal cavity a little bit, kind of opened my sinuses.
You know this is bourbon.
Oh,
Yep, well,
can tell.
Gentlemen, we ain't going to find out which one's better by talking about them.
Sweet. Got the sting.
Yep. Now, this is also my first drink today.
Yeah, same.
So it's got kind of that metallic copper back.
Yeah.
Like you can definitely...
Not a ton of flavor there, though. I mean, in terms of tasting notes.
So I'm going to do a quick palate cleanse. And then I'm going to move on to Bourbon B. Definitely more muted nose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot more delicate. A little more bold. A little lighter on the booze.
Yeah,
almost.
that one's a lot easier on the palate.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very smooth.
Yeah, that one sweet.
Yeah.
It's not overbearing and too much oak, too much caramel, too much vanilla. It's got it all there, but it's muted.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Cleansing of the palate.
Wow.
Yes.
Very, very light.
C.
Like a sharp.
I'm getting grain.
I
I'm
was
getting a
saying,
lot of grain on the nose.
Yeah. Yeah, sharp grain note.
Yeah, super. Wow.
That one bites really nice.
Yes, Tantui Tin Man.
Lingers.
The bourbon tournament has arrived.
That one's got almost like a cola quality. To
Yeah,
it.
at the
It's
very
really,
end,
really
finish.
Soft. Yeah, really soft. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. So, yep, get one more palate cleanser. And then, final whiskey, Whiskey D. Bourbon D.
Subtle, but
Not much there.
no.
Nope.
Not yeah.
Kind of a boring.
Yeah, very boring nose, honestly.
Bit more of a subtle honey flavor on the palate, but
Sweet.
not much else.
Yeah, a lot sweeter, but
Oh,
sticks around a little bit.
It does. It does kind of dissipate slowly, but yeah, that cola for sure. I
now
agree
before
100%.
I start putting my grades down, yep, gonna have to go back on a few here.
Oh yeah, I'm going back through again.
All right. So going back to A.
Come.
Tony's doing them just straight back to back, which can be helpful in this.
I'm giving A a 1.
That one took
That's
my
my
breath
list.
away, apparently.
Give an A a 1.
You're getting the director's cut of the bourbon tournament,
Okay,
even?
actually, I think I've got my grading down.
Gosh.
Honestly, there's not a bad one there, especially considering this is your budget bracket. You're spending anywhere from $20 to $45 a bottle here. I believe the Michter's is going to be your most expensive bottle, typically going to be $40-$45 a pop. Your Evan Williams and your Jim Beam Black are mostly going to run about $20 to $23. Kind of same for the Wild Turkey, unfortunately. It doesn't get enough respect because it's a really great daily sipper.
All righty. Now, do we add up our scores or should we do the reveal?
I think let's do the reveal and then we'll do the
All
ad.
right. So everybody's got their
Yep,
scores?
got my scores.
Thank you.
Pencils down. All right. Biases are now out of the way. Okay. Whiskey A was Mitchers. Mitchers bourbon was Whiskey A.
Okay.
Whiskey B was Jim Beam Black.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Whiskey C, Evan Williams, White Label. And Whiskey D, Wild Turkey 101.
That is insanely surprising.
Yeah, now let's go over Chicken. What'd you give A?
So I gave Mitchers a 1.
A 1.
Wow.
Tony, what'd you give it?
I gave it 3.
You gave it 3. I gave it 2. So thus far, Mitchers between 1
3.
and 2. So thus far, it's got, yep, 6 points. Okay. B, Jim Beam Black. What did you give it,
I
Chicken?
give it a 3.
Gave it 3, Tony?
I can't believe I gave it a 4.
Nice.
So did I.
Wow.
So Jim Beam Black is 11 points.
Wow.
Which is going to be really tough.
I'll
to
give you
unseat.
that, Phil. You kind of predicted Jim Beam Black was the surprise here, and so far, it's looking
Well,
like
it's
you're
just
right.
so sticky sweet,
It-
and it's so easy, and it's $17,
That was-
by the way.
Yeah, I fought with that one and 4-point pick. Back and forth quite a
Yeah,
We'll
it's,
get there.
it is surprising.
Now, C, Evan Williams, White Label. What did you give C?
bit. I gave it a 2.
2, Tony?
Too.
2, and I gave it 1. So Evan Williams White Label gets 5 points. Wild Turkey 101 for D. Chicken, what did you give it?
I gave it 4 points.
4 points. Tony, what did you give it?
I thought this was going to be a 4-point for me. I'm honestly embarrassed because this is one of my favorite daily drinker bourbons. It got a 1 from me on the blind.
Wow. Now,
I'm-
that's why we do these blinds. So I gave it 3. So you gave it 4.
So a
So
total of
it's
8.
got 8 points. And so, folks, the final tabulation scores. The eliminations are as thus. The lowest score, Evan Williams, White Label. Now, Tony, it is fair to say we gave Heaven Hill every opportunity.
More than a fair
Yes.
shot.
So, Chicken, will you put that off into the island of misfit bourbons?
Yeah.
All right, with a total of 5 points. The next lowest scoring, kind of shocking, Mitcher's Bourbon. But,
I did not expect that to win.
I think it's coppery metallic palate kind of. And that, and it was our first drink of the day. Might have
Yeah.
put it at a little bit of a disadvantage, but nonetheless, excellent stuff, but did not make it. Then it was actually fairly close, but not as close as I thought it was going to be. 8 points for Wild Turkey 101. An amazing bourbon, but it did not win the day. It lost 11 points to Jim Beam Black. So, folks, this one is moving on to the final 4 of the Sweet 16 Bourbon Tournament. And this is the dark horse of the whole tournament.
I'm surprised. I do like it. I'm just a little shocked here that I didn't get a higher score for 101 because I'll tell you honestly right now, with both of those on my shelf, I'm still going to reach for the Turkey 101 more often than I reach for this, but this is shocking to me.
Now, what's funny is you two were so vastly different. While this was Chicken's favorite, and it was the lowest score for you. Now, Tony, do you think it might have to do with the fact that maybe like a week and a half ago you had maybe a little too much Turkey 101?
No, well, I did a couple weekends ago basically drink a bar out of Turkey 101, so there's probably a little palate fatigue there, but I think part of it was the fact that it was at the end of the line. So that last one, I'm trying to score it fairly in my head, and I went back through and I'm like, I don't know. But by then you've got the proof so coated on your tongue. So I think placement in the line did factor in here, but I mean, Jim Beam Black did just win this fairly.
Yeah, and so Jim Beam Black, the
Wow.
shocker. Like when we did the Jim Beam line, I was just like, why are we even bothering with this? And I was, don't judge a book by its cover. Aged 8 years, good stuff. And again, $17.
Yeah.
You really can't beat that kind of
No,
price.
that's a
So,
solid
Is that the cheapest of
bourbon.
the 4?
Yeah,
Yeah, it would be.
yeah, by
Well, and actually, yeah,
Couple of
because you
bucks
got
in it.
that for me in like a gift pack,
yeah.
and it came with a couple
Christmas
of glasses, so I think it was $20. So normally, yeah, you're looking at about $17. You're gonna find that in most
Nice.
like Walmarts or
Yep.
even general stores, the gas stations.
So, folks, we have decided which one is moving on in the final 4, but we are not even close to done yet. Keep your eyes on this space. There's plenty more to come at the Bourbon Tournament. Now, Chicken, anything you'd like to tell the people?
Appreciate you guys having me. This is fantastic, especially if you're saying under $20.
Yeah.
This is, go get yourself a bottle. It ain't going to hurt you. This
Yeah.
is good stuff.
Yeah. Tony?
I'm still shocked, and I'm a little disappointed in myself, but it was a fair chance, and it is what it is. Jim Beam Black, I applaud you.
Well, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us for the opening round, the opening battle of the Bourbon Tournament, and there is one left standing in the budget bracket. Jim Beam Black moves on to the final 4. I am your King of Extreme and the Baron of Bourbon himself, Bill K.O.E., signing off, handing it off. Catch us around, folks. Chicken, Tony. There you go. That was epic. That, folks,
That was epic. I am glad that I was able to share that with all of you, and you were able to see how the bourbon tournament is going to unfold. The winner of that first one was Jim Beam Black. And if you're a follower of KOE Nation, you will know that coming up this Friday, I'm going to give you a little preview what we got coming up this Friday in the next bracket of the bourbon tournament is a much more high end. It's some heavy hitters. We've got Blanton's, which is one that everybody loves, versus Booker's Spicy Meatball. Old Forester 1920, a big fan favorite, and Four Roses Small Batch. That will be an epic showdown of epic proportions. And we've got, is it filmed on different days? We've filmed quite a few of them. The finals have yet to be decided. The brackets have been decided, and they will be dropping every Friday. I do things by days. Bourbons are Fridays. Fridays are Bourbon Fridays. Scotch Saturdays. Poetry Wednesdays. Throwback Thursdays, just for examples. That's the way I kind of organize things here at the KOE Nation. But yes, we've got quite a bit more to come. And folks, definitely, you want to catch this one because the brackets are quite interesting. Like, I'll give you a preview of some of the other brackets here. Let me scroll up here just a bit. This one was pretty interesting. Woodford Reserve Double Oak store pick from Wine, Beer, and Spirits here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Well, not here in Lincoln, Nebraska, but they're close enough. Knob Creek 15, Maker's Mark, Private Select from the Still, and then Bullet Bourbon 10-year. That one is a very contentious bracket indeed. The name of the song I was playing, it's perfect. It's a copyright-free song. The artist name is Persephone, I think Presephone, and the song is called Retro Funky Sundance Remix. And it's completely copyright-free. The artist was awesome enough to just make that one so you can use it in the background of your art. And I applaud that. And so I always try to get that out there whenever artists make their music copyright free. I think that is an amazing thing because then people like me can use it in ways like this. And it gets the word out in a way that actually matters in today's world because the old ways just aren't there anymore. And then here's one that did get recorded, and I'm still kind of shocked by it. And I'm not going to give away the results. You'll have to subscribe to KOE Nation and wait for the video to drop. But we had one Kentucky representative versus 3 Kentucky outsiders for bourbon. So we had representing Kentucky. Oh, one moment. Got to keep my singing voice in fetch. The representative for Kentucky was none other than Colonel E.H. Taylor. So a very, very rough competitor to go up against. For representing Texas, TX Bourbon, representing Colorado, Breckenridge Bourbon, and representing Nebraska, Loop River Distillery, Nebraska Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It was some incredible results. So you're going to have to head on over to KOE Nation on YouTube, give it a good old like, share, subscribe, and you will be able to catch all of that beautifulness. And yes, the bourbon tournament is underway, and I'm actually going to throw this one out to all of you, the KOE Nation. Me, Tony, and Chicken have been debating how we are going to do rye. Because rye whiskey now needs to be redecided because we've figured out some other ryes in the market. And we're wondering if we should do a 1-on-1 tournament, another 4-on-4-on-4-on-4 tournament, or do 10-on-10 and the top winners of those go on against each other. I'm wondering what all of you beautiful people might think about that. Because what I'm trying to get to is once we figure it out, I will be able to give all of you beautiful people the bourbon of extreme. the rye of Extreme, the cognac of Extreme, the vodka of Extreme, all of the spirits of Extreme. So I'm going to save you beautiful people all of that time. You know what you can walk right past and what you need to pull off the shelf and put in your personal bar. Because here at the K.O.E. Nation, we try to extrude class, elegance, grace, beauty, being erudite, smart, big brain, Aristotelian, Socratic level intellect. And we do that all through extremeness. And this evening, strange, this evening I'm actually drinking the Dalmore Quintet 5-cask finish single malt Scotch whiskey. And while a few of you are piling in here, I'm actually going to look something up here that would actually be quite interesting, actually.
It's that good.
No, not yet. There we are. So, all you beautiful people out there, well, I have to ask, did you miss me? Of course you did. Welcome in. There we go. And since I'm drinking the Dalmore Quintet, and while I'm waiting for some folks to file in, and while the water is beautiful, come on in. I love you all. I figured, what the hey? This is my review of the Dalmore Quintet, the scotch I'm drinking right now. I am never above shameless self-promotion. You can never accuse me of that.
Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E. Nation for a very special Spirits review. I am your King of Extreme, the Lord of the Scottish Highlands himself, Bill K.O.E., joined by my indomitable broadcast partner,
Tony G. Like, share, subscribe.
Oh, I am looking forward to this one.
Oh, yeah.
This one's been a long time coming from the minute I found out about it.
Before it even existed on the market.
Yes, I had to get my hands. It's also the music I just used in the background.
Quintet. This is one that I've been really looking forward to. This is the new travel exclusive series from the Dalmore. Now, Tony, I don't know if you know this. I'm a bit of a fan of the Dalmore distillery.
Really? You're going to take this opportunity to undersell something?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little bit, just a little bit, but oh, there it is. That was marvelous. That was perfect. That was like a launch, and then all the that was gorgeous.
This is beautiful. It comes in the magnetic box. This one came from Germany, actually. This specific bottle and box.
I'll be the same.
Yes. This is the Quintet. This is what, one of three of the new? Is it only three on
there's
this
the
travel
trio,
exclusive?
quartet, and quintet.
Okay.
The trio has 3 different cask finishes. The quartet, 4, and then the quintet, 5, of course.
5.
So hard. Yes, that actually yes. 5. King Kong Bundy.
Do we know what the 5? Let's see.
It says on the back actually.
Oh, right here, actually, in the front, 5 cask finishes, the Quintet. An assemblage of Moscatel, Madeira, Methuselah Sherry, Tawny Port, and Cabernet 7 cask finishes.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
That's all.
French Cabernet
There's
Sauvignon.
nothing bad about what that says. I'm not even going to read any of the back. Only thing I'll read is the Royal Heritage. Bestowed in 1263 by the King of Scotland, the Royal 12-point stag proudly adorns each bottle of the Dalmore, encapsulating the distillery's regal legacy. Probably heard that a time or two on this very chat.
Yes. And there was one other thing. It talked about. It was orchestrated, sweet and rare muscatel, prestigious Malmsey, which I don't know what that even is, Madeira, which I do like, exclusive Methuselah Sherry, aged Tawny Port, and French Cabernet Sauvignon cask finishes, which French Cab is a little more dry than American Cab, but let's see what we get here with these 5 cask finishes.
I feel like this is one that'll get different each time you have it. Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
Sherry and butter.
Oh, yeah.
Cream.
Yeah, like a creamy sherry, but On the second nose, I'm getting a lot of the port.
And then the typical and known Dalmore orange marzipan.
Yes.
The house style is still there, but there's
Ooh, that might be the. I honestly, Cabernet on the third big inhale.
there is a big wine.
It changed. Yeah, it just goes through the cycle. You can get each one of the cask
Chocolate?
finishes. Mm. Oh wow, that's beautiful. But you know
Dark
what?
chocolate, not milk.
I'm on the record as saying I think it's fair that the Dalmore 12 has one of the best noses, if not the best nose, out of all the Dalmores we've tried. And I'll be honest, this is giving it a run for the money right now.
Deep and marvelous nose.
This is beautiful.
Like if you like Macallan's and those kinds of noses that are just deep and haunting and just beautiful.
Yes. And yes.
This stacks. Okay,
yeah, this is right up there, man. I'm telling you, this is just a nose. This is a
like
5-star
I normally
nose.
don't like to compare other products, but
Well, it's hard
like-
not to. Like I'm actually enjoying myself up here. I'm not even like frothing at the mouth to get into the palate, which I am, but this is top 5-star nose.
yeah, this is a top nose
Wow.
from the Dalmore.
I'm
like, oh,
Blown away by
Well-
the nose.
Tony,
All right, if you insist.
I'm gonna twist your arm.
Yeah.
Guess I popped it right out of the socket, didn't I, there, folks?
Oh wow, a lot of orange.
Jesus, twisted that arm right out.
There's a port. Oh, there's a sherry.
Very orangey chocolate.
Oh, and I love that.
Like, I'm getting a lot of chocolate.
There's
And I like-
there's some smoke bite there in the middle, and it evaporates pretty well there towards the end.
It's faint if you don't like that in
yeah,
Scotch.
yes.
This is
Wow, that's something else right
this
there.
is an excellent Dalmore. This is gonna be
K.O.E.
tough.
is
Oh,
the
God.
Dalmore
I
freak.
can see now. This is completely different from the previous travel exclusive.
Yeah, this is going to be a different experience. and
I was
I'm looking-
expecting it to be similar, but this is a different experience altogether.
I'm looking forward to putting them up against each other. here very
Yeah.
soon.
Oh boy, that'll be fun.
Yeah. Be sure to keep your eye on this space.
Yeah,
but
I'm just gonna go back in.
yeah, it's worthy of that.
Oh wow,
I mean, yeah,
that's
excellent.
really nice. So
Like, I get a feeling like there's a few things in the Dalmore King Alexander III you didn't like.
yeah,
I feel like those are gone here.
yeah, they're not even existent.
And
here.
all the stuff you liked on the way up,
Yeah,
it's all
here.
kind of here.
Wow. Yeah, the concept is kind of the same. Multiple cask finished, married together in just a masterpiece of a Scotch. And yeah, this is.
And you know how Richard Patterson did it, probably in a way Tony would like it. Takes a Cabernet cask finished barrel, mixes some of that, mixes it like, yeah.
Look at that masterpiece.
Yeah, and now granted, it is because Mr. Patterson
Wow.
or Sir Patterson has been doing this for over 50 years now, and it shows in this particular dram. Wow, like if I was gonna have somebody showcase a proof of type of a high-end whiskey, a high-end Scotch, this would be one of them that I'd point to because it's that just
This is
haunting, complex, and it gives you something new every time you sip.
roughly what $100 USD, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a Scotch that you would probably be paying upwards of $2,000 for if it came in a Macallan bottle.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least 500-600.
yeah. I'm just no. This is brilliant.
Now that we've had a few tastes, let's see how close we were.
Wow.
The aroma,
Orangey chocolate.
chunky old English marmalade, Napoleon cake, and overripe plums.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. I think that might have been where I was getting cream was from the
Sure.
Napoleon cake. On the palate, glaced nectarines, caramelized pineapple, nutty toffee. I did get that. Mango and coconut. Let's say Blanchmage. I don't know what that is exactly. Again, you can tell this is not targeted towards an American audience of palates because we don't know what half of that is. But it sounds delicious. Finishing notes: maple syrup, Colombian coffee, and crushed almonds. That was the
yeah.
earthy thing. I was not
Oh,
able
yeah.
to pick up the coffee and almond.
Wow.
I was trying to figure out, like, there's something so earthy here. What is it?
Wow. That is.
So yeah, there's a
Shockingly good.
yeah, this is gonna be tough one. Because we're gonna have to try to not gush all over this.
Yeah.
Now, actually, strangely enough, the Bourbon Junkies actually dropped another 5 whiskeys you need video, and one of them was first drink of the night whiskey. This is a perfect first drink of the night whiskey. Like
Agreed.
it just goes down so easy. This is our first drink.
Yep.
And it's not offensive. It makes you want to go back in because there's quite a few whiskeys. If it's your first one of the night,
Yeah. This.
all right, let's get. You know,
No, this is inviting. This is pleasant.
yeah, this would be a great sit down with friends over, discussing coffee or a cigar or whatever, just
Wow.
talking life and truth, if you will. So now, Tony, the hard part,
Yeah.
the grading,
All right. Let's do it.
okay? As a single malt scotch, as a scotch, as a whiskey, it's shelving, and the secret 5th question. Okay?
Yeah, all right.
This is going to be a lot harder than you think, folks. And we grade on a 5-star scale, half star being, you don't need it. 5-star means you need to have this before you leave this mortal coil. So, as a single malt scotch, how would you grade this?
4.75.
4.75 as a single malt scotch.
Obviously, because it's a respected distillery. Its nose is so good, and the description doesn't know justice. This is just a beautiful finishing process. They really took their time and figured out exactly what they needed to do to achieve this. It's great. 4.75.
You know how I hate to compare products? I'm going to do this here before I
Okay.
give you my... I would grab a bottle of this before... Oh, man, I hate to do this, but before I grab a bottle of Glenfiddich 21.
Yeah, probably. I mean, this is a lot deeper.
So I'm going to slightly break the scale here, T, not in the way you think.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to give this as a single malt scotch 4.8.
That's what I expect.
Okay, it's just a little above.
You had to go just a little above me.
a little,
Yeah.
just a little. Now, as a scotch,
Oh, as a scotch.
wide world of sports on that particular nation of Scotland, but
I'm also going to break the scale and go 4.3
4.3. Why do you say that, sir?
because you have to.
Hang on one moment. I even have to just pause for a moment. Quibbles, you have joined the kingdom. Welcome, Quibbles. Welcome. We love our king. Yes, this is the return of the king. Yes, supreme leader Phil. Yes, all these things are true. Absolutely. Welcome, Quibbles. God bless you. I decided it was time. I have deprived. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? Depriving the people of the moneymaker here. I decided it was time that I need to bestow the people more knowledge, more wisdom. They were lacking in enough exposure to their king of extreme, and it's like being away from sunlight for too long. You just start to get depressed, and you need to really just get out there a little bit. So I thought it was time for me to return to all you beautiful people and say, how are we doing, my loyal denizens of the K.O.E. Nation? Come on in, the water's fine. And while we're at it, I thought I would give a couple of previews to some projects I've been working on lately. And I'm just showing off a review that me and Tony just did of the Dalmore Quintet single malt Scotch whiskey travel exclusive. If you don't know, I am a freak for the Dalmore. I probably have one of the most complete collection of Dalmore single malt Scotch whiskeys in the state, at the very least. I'm really big into that one distillery. It's master distiller Sir Richard Patterson, I often say, is my personal whiskey spirit animal. Like he will inspire. But since you are here, good sir, salutations, and I figure we must press on. We cannot deprive the K.O.E. Nation anymore of not knowing the conclusion of this beautiful video.
Like wine finished scotch.
And you're also getting my beautiful
this,
dancing.
This is a Highland, and you know this is a Highland.
Mhm.
And like I said,
So,
if you really
it's a Highland
dig
Scotch.
down deep and
I'm a lord of
get
the
this
Scottish
deep on your
Highlands.
palate, you get a little bit of that smokiness. And I can see why
I'm
somebody
an
would be
endless
turned
well
off.
for
But
praise.
even the people who don't like
Is
heated
this-
scotch,
I wonder if
smoky scotch, would not be offended by this.
this doesn't say anything about bourbon casks anywhere.
I didn't see anything
1,
about it.
2, 3, 4, 5. But now, you know, it's finishes.
Right.
So, like, I'm assuming
would
it's probably
assume.
10 years
Yeah.
in a bourbon, which why wouldn't they say it's 7 or 6? I mean,
Yeah.
come on now. But, like, that's the one thing let us know in the comments if you know the answer to that, how much bourbon influence is on this. If it's yay or nay, either way, excellent stuff. So I am going to give this as a Scotch 4.65. Okay. All right.
Okay.
It's not quite 4.5. It's more than that, but it ain't quite 4.75.
Okay.
So I'm giving it 4.65. I'm breaking the scales tonight.
Again,
folks.
all right.
And I got to pause that for a moment because if you don't know, we grade on a 5-star scale. So if I'm anywhere close to 5, I'm incredibly impressed. And this one is one of the better Dalmores, and you can get it on finedrams.com. I am not being paid to say that. God knows I've given them enough money for whiskeys like these. But I think it's really the only place you can get travel exclusive whiskeys and get them sent to you in your home. But Quibbles over coffee asks, have you ever had a Beta? They make the only beer I'm willing to drink. No, but there is a German Pils. I'm trying to think what it is. Cross strain, KROS strain. Cross strain. It's made here in Nebraska, and it's one of the few beers I can drink. I am not a beer drinker. I am a drink. Well, okay, I'll have a beer on occasion, but it's not my first go-to. If my choice is beer, wine, or whiskey, my first choice will be wine. My second choice will be whiskey. Third choice will be beer. So that's just the way I would break that down. I'm not a big beer drinker myself. I do believe in promoting a gentlemanly drinking culture where you sip and enjoy amazing delicacies of liquid. To me, just drinking just to get smashed, that's a waste of a perfectly good evening to me. But never been much of a beer drinker, but I'm going to have to get into that. Actually, there's actually a beer by a company called Brewdog. I believe they're out of Germany. And they've made the highest ABV, what's it called? It's like ice beer, or something like EIS beer or ice brew. And what they do is they take a beer, they freeze it, and they chip the water off and leave the beer and the alcohol. Then they thaw it, let it freeze again, chip the water off, leave the beer and the alcohol, and they keep doing this till you get this syrupy beer that has a 57.6% ABV. I've got a bottle of bourbon over there, Maker's Mark, or actually, hang on, I'll just pull it out right here. Got it in store. Oh, where are you at? There you are. Move. This is just for context. Just for context. This is a Maker's Mark 2021 limited release, FAE01. It's fruit forward notes. It's 110.6 proof, 55.3 alcohol by volume. So this very hot bourbon is still not quite as high in its ABV as this Brewdog beer. So I'm very much wanting to get my hands on a small bottle because they're only in 50 milliliter, 40 milliliter bottles anyways. I want to get my hands on a little bit of that, review it for all you ever or not. Also, sorry, but gotta brag. Bam, scored a 175 of Buffalo Trace for $49. Yeah, I'm pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm not a big beer guy, but I can be convinced. And now we continue. So, as a whiskey,
Jeez. Oh man, this is not a cocktail whiskey, so it can't be a 5-star. It can't be. You should not even. No, just don't even think about it.
I wouldn't even. Well, it
No.
would be all right, but I wouldn't even put it on the rocks.
No, I wouldn't want to dilute this at all.
Even one ice ball.
Why? Yeah. Why take away from? The
I would say
experience?
like pour yourself a half shot or a full shot and just enjoy that.
Yeah. No, just
And
enjoy this.
And that's just a good get yourself started for the evening.
So I'm going to go 4.4 as a whiskey. It's right there at 4.5, but you do only want to drink it neat.
Now, this is the one time I'm not going to break the scale.
Okay.
7.5. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That's a troll.
Now,
Tony.
don't get me wrong. I thought about doing that for the single malt because it's that good, but I'm going to go. Boy, that last drink, I got the coffee and the almond really well. Let it hit the back of your tongue. Well, I think Tony liked it.
Oh wow. You're right.
Like,
Yeah. The almonds.
Yep, and that
A little bit of
coffee.
spice there too. Yeah, that's the coffee.
Quibbles says, "Ow, that seems like more alcohol than is the ideal amount of alcohol per sip." Generally, yeah, it's more of a hey, I did it, so I can say I did it. I'm very curious because I've heard good and bad. Like for example, Dalmore, this particular one should say somewhere on here, 44.5% alcohol by volume. So it's just a little over the standard 40%. So it's got a little more kick. To me, the ideal is anywhere from there to about 35% ABV. So even putting a small amount of water in your whiskey is actually ideal. So you can actually extract more flavors, but not too much. You want to water it down to about 35% ABV, and then you're going to extract a lot better flavor. But the reason why you want a high ABV whiskey is, well, you can add water, but you can't take water out of a weak whiskey. So just something to think about. Food for thought, kids.
Spice.
Like I was trying to figure out what is this earthiness because I'm not a big coffee.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna go 4.5
That's
as a whiskey. It's excellent, like you said. You just can't do everything with it, but for the things you like,
You're right. 4.5.
thank you.
Yeah.
The next thunderstorm that rolls through here, I'm gonna pour myself a dram of this.
Oh yeah.
Stand on my front porch, swirl, sip, and watch the storm go by. So
And
that's
I think we need to get a temperature gun and see exactly what the temperature of this is. 'Cause this is the ideal temperature, what it's at right now.
that's why I like this Granite bar.
It's just cool enough, but it's not warm. It's just right in that perfect range.
Why I keep everything on this bar because it keeps everything at close to 60.
Yeah, that helps.
Um,
That's why I keep mine in the basement, folks.
man. So
Oh, it's
the
just
shelving,
beautiful.
is there really a? Yeah, this is top shelf.
Yeah.
Might go into my Inglorious Bastards globe.
Yeah.
It's that good. This, I'm looking forward. I recycle the boxes into a wine rack. So when that is complete, folks, you will get to see that project. But yeah, this is top shelf stuff. Might almost go into the vault. So, when certain folks come over, they don't like suck the whole bottle down.
Yeah, this is marvelous.
Now, $100 USD. And this bottle runs empty. I may refill it with my tears.
Yeah, this is
Like it's that good. It's like once my Dalmore collection starts to get drank down, there's going to be a few core bottles that I keep, and this is going to be one of them.
it kind of has to be. That's just
Yeah,
that's
that-
perfect.
that blows
Wow.
a lot of different Dalmores out of the water.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
like now it's rich, it's earthy, and it's completely different. It's on the different side
It
of the
is.
sweet end of the force, but it's comparable with like even 15 year.
Yeah,
Which that's this
I think
guy's
this is a
favorite.
lot deeper than the 15.
It's deeper,
It's-
it's richer, but
The
do you
15 is
see
a lot
where
more subtle.
The 15 is just a heavy hitter in terms of just how good it is.
Yeah,
But it's crisp and clean and smooth. This one is just so deep
You gotta
and complex, and there's more. Like if you were to leave this in a glass for 45 minutes,
Oh, I think this. Like I said, I think this is one that's going to be completely
I
different
do
every
get
time
the
you
cake
have it.
now that they mention it.
I think you might just have to add a footnote later on. Just pour yourself an ounce and let it sit and for about 20, 30 minutes, come back to it and just see how this changes, because I think this is one that's going to be completely different. This one's going to be bipolar to turn to Scotch.
Yeah. This is such a good Scotch. I forgot that that's the secret fifth question. Will I replace it?
Yeah.
Yes, Tony.
Yeah.
If you see this bottle in the continental United States for some reason.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
No. Well, let's be frank. Next time you need to get a bottle of this, I'll probably be getting one myself, because this is
Okay.
amazing.
Okay. Because Tony.
That's good.
Tony usually kind of takes all right, Phil. No wait and see on this one. How did that one turn out for you? Because sometimes,
Well, let's be frank. For twice the price, you can get the Dalmore 18, and this is almost
as good or better.
I think as good or better. This is almost a bargain whiskey if you can find the channel to get it.
Yeah, we had to go through the internet, and I wonder if world events, being what they were, are the only reason these are available on the websites.
Yeah.
So, my goodness. So, folks, this is an amazing ascendant whiskey that if you find yourself going through a duty-free store at some point in the future, or yes, that's what I would say. Is this is amazing if you love the Dalmore, if you love just good whiskey. Like, this is a great enjoy with friends and family. Like, this would be a good special occasion whiskey. Like, this would be I cannot gush over this particular bottle enough. This is amazing stuff.
We've said everything we can say is the problem, but we have so much more to say.
Yeah. So, Tony, with all that being said,
Indeed.
all that being said, folks, thank you for joining us for our review of the Dalmore Quintet. It's been a long time coming, T.
Yes.
Like, you remember when I sent you the first article about this?
Yes.
Like, the day it came out that this was going to happen, I was like, oh, and it's finally here. And do you know how strange it is to have such high expectations for something?
Have them met.
Only to have them crushed in every way. Like, my expectations were surpassed in every way I could have expected. And that doesn't happen a lot in life.
No.
And folks, you got to see it here at the K.O.E. Nation. Folks, I am your King of Extreme, Phil, K.O.E. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. And I am signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner,
Tony G. Thanks for coming.
That was beautiful, wasn't it, folks? Wasn't it? Yes. So that was my review of the Dalmore Quintet. It was, oh, no, you don't. It was trying to give you another video, but no, I stopped it in time. Yes. So I figured I would share a couple of those beautiful, beautiful moments with all of you beautiful people. And we come together as a K.O.E. Nation. And Quibbles, if you're still here, I have so many questions. And I see that people were asking you had a video about unionization. And I'm also curious, if you actually get into it, what your take is on unionization in professional wrestling. I'm quite curious what that perspective would look like from someone who's well-read on unionism, but not well-read on the professional wrestling industry, versus someone who's well-read on the professional wrestling industry, not as well-read on unionism as you say. So that's something I'm very, very much curious about. If you do happen to hear this message, this call in the dark. But other than that, folks, if that message goes unheard, like so many radio messages out into the great void of space, if that is the case, folks, do not worry, because your King of Extreme can really provide all of the analysis that you really need to get through this or any other topic. Because let's be frank, I mean, boy howdy, it's just been a slow news week, right? There really hasn't been much going on. Like, I I'm sure the news has got something they would want to talk about or concentrate over. But yeah, I'm being facetious, of course. But yeah, I figured this would be a great time for us all to come together in these trying times, in these tumultuous times, in these times of chaos and fragile outcomes. I figured that the one thing that you could all use, the thing that you all need, is the King of Extreme coming to all of you this evening to tell you the truth that you have been missing, the truth that you have been needing, the truth that you have been desiring. And the truth is this: if the truth makes you uncomfortable, you should damn the lie that made you feel comfortable in the first place. So that's lesson one to all of my K.O.E. maniacs, all of my K.O.E. fans, all of the denizens of the K.O.E. nation, all of you beautiful people. So marvelous. So marvelous. So, yes, folks, I wanted to give you some previews as to what's to come and to what we have been doing here at the K.O.E. Nation. But I also want you to know that there is plenty more to come. Your King of Extreme pretty much invited to all the panels every time. But I'm sorry. I know you all need me like a rock star. Basically, me showing up at any panel is kind of like The Rock showing up at, like, I don't know, like a frat kegger. I mean, like, obviously it's way cooler now that The Rock is here. And so your King of Extreme operates in much the same way. And so they need me over at all these varying panels. Prime, Dylan. I think I might have made Dylan a bit mad the other day. And also, I figured I could spare all of you people the one thing that I'm sure you've gotten on every fucking Twitch channel is everybody playing Destiny show today and talking about it. That, like, I'm sure you've already heard it 8 times before you got here. Spoilers and cliffs. Destiny shamelessly kicks some professor around for the better part of an hour while the professor talks in circles. There was the spoiler warning. It was almost like at one point I kind of wanted to go, stop, no, he's already dead. It's like the old Simpsons joke, like, Destiny, stop. It's getting a little, no, like if we were in the playground, I would be one of those guys like pulling Destiny off because, like, no, dude, that's enough. You whoop the fuck out of him enough. So that was yikes. That was a thing, wasn't it? And everybody's talking about that. So I figured this evening I would spare all of you beautiful people that particular exchange. And I just gave you my cliffs, which is all you really need, because your King of Extreme is kind of like a Reader's Digest for what's going on in the world, what's going on in life, and how do we get through this beautiful adventure, this beautiful journey, this unbelievable gift that we call life. So, folks, we've had quite a week, and it's only gonna get better from here. Now, for anybody within the sound of my voice, don't think that this stops here, because K.O.E. and K.O.E. Nation is now back. I've found the perfect equipment. I've got a great camera. I've got a great mic. I've got a great computer. Everything has finally come together, and this show is going to be the place to be, the show of record. And it's going to be the show to document the most important thing that has ever happened in your lifetime. And that is, in 2024, I have announced my candidacy for the presidency of the United States of America in 2024. Do the right thing. Vote extreme. Yes, your King of Extreme will be elected president in 2024. And if you are my first 500 subscribers on K.O.E. Nation on YouTube and Twitch, Well, boy, howdy, folks. You are all invited to the one, the only inauguration party of Extreme, where we will party. It's going to make Andrew Jackson's inauguration look like a debutante ball. Okay, so folks, don't you dare miss it. Don't you dare go anywhere. But folks, this has been an amazing, and we are almost, bam, we have hit 1 hour of beautiful broadcast time, folks. And so it is with a heavy heart that I must say, all that being said, thank you for joining us this evening for the return of the K.O.E. Nation. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil K.O.E. You need to like, share, and subscribe to K.O.E. Nation on YouTube. You need to follow me on Twitch, K.O.E. Nation on Twitch, Twitter, soon to be coming, maybe? I don't know. Also, follow me at Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast with me, Tony and Chicken, with all of the crazy adventures we get into over there, where we have our Fast Lane, we've got our Backlash, the WrestleMania reviews. You know it's the right thing to do. Folks, follow me at Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube and Spotify. When you're done, like, sharing, subscribing to KOE Nation on YouTube and Twitch, because you know it's the right thing to do for me and for you. Also, check out Big Buckin' Empire so you can see all of your crazy KOE content on Thirsty Thursdays, where we get into the issues of the day, and you can follow along with us. Join us, Big Buckin' Empire. And I'm also going to be doing a simulcast with that show for the first time tomorrow night on Twitch. KOE Nation is going to simulcast with Big Buckin' Empire. So you are going to be here. Oh, stay golden, Phil. Oh, I was born golden, and I'll stay golden till the very day that the Lord calls me home. Thank you, Mayor. And as to you, all of you beautiful people, I want you to make sure that you make it back here happy, healthy, much the wiser. I want you to go back out into this life with greater extremeness and a greater ability to conquer your day than you had the day before, and to strive to be a better person than you were the day before. If you can say you achieved that, then sir, you have achieved something indeed. That is my greatest hope for everybody in the nation of KOE. So please, folks, whatever you do, love the ones who love you back. Show kindness to those who do. And you do not owe kindness to those who do not. And so, folks, also, like I was saying, Big Buckin' Empire on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. Big Buckin' Empire. Check them out, because that's where you get even more KOE content. You know it's the right thing to do. You needed to be, yes, every last one of you. It's like the song, you are beautiful, no matter what they say. Yes, every last one of you has a beautiful soul within you, and I love every last one of you. Just big hug to all the KOE Nation right there. And yes, so folks, KOE Nation, YouTube and Twitch, it is a community. It is a beautiful happening. It is people coming together to improve their lives, and I love every last one of you. I wish the best for every last one of you. I want every last one of you to come back here to this beautiful place, this nation of extreme, where we can live our lives in the beautiful sunlight that is freedom. And folks, every last one of you beautiful people, I wish nothing but greatness. Raise a glass to yourselves. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this amazing KOE Nation. Every last one of you folks, I love you all. I will catch you on the flip side, and don't you dare go anywhere. We will be back before you know it, folks. Catch you later.